Wow, I think that's the biggest one I've seen.
That right there, the handful right is worth the trip.
Oh, look at that. That is really nice. Oh, what are you showing us over here?
These are characteristic for the big brook.
It's a very pretty, they're gorgeous. I mean, I saw one today.
Wow.
What?
Hello friends, welcome back to Fossil Hunting and Collecting with Chris. Well, it's fossil season again. The winter's finally over, able to get out to some sites to collect fossils. Our first is going to be Ramanessin Brook. It's in Homedale, New Jersey, and a beautiful place. And we're going to be hunting for shark teeth. We're going to find shark teeth, and there'll be some other finds on this adventure. So please come along and join our fossil hunt. Right near the fossil site, we have a historical landmark, Dr. Cook's medical office from 1823. Hi everybody! Today we're looking for shark's teeth. We are in New Jersey, Homedale, New Jersey, where they originally discovered the cosmic background radiation. So this place is famous for discovering proof of the Big Bang Theory by a couple of radio repairmen. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And a place where we can find some evidence of some Cretaceous life. Sharks, squids, all kinds of prehistoric creatures that we will find, or hopefully we'll find, on this fossil hunting trip. This is one of the trips with the New York Paleontological Society, which offers a lot of really nice field trips in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, pretty much the entire region surrounding New York. Well, let's see what we can find. The last time that we were here in Homedale, New Jersey, I went into great detail about why it is the center of the universe. Now, anybody in astronomy or physics will probably get that little joke. Homedale, New Jersey is very famous in physics and astronomy because this is the place where the cosmic microwave background was discovered. It was discovered by two radio technicians working for Bell Labs, trying to find out why they were getting distortion. They were receiving radio signals from Europe, back in the 1960s. And although they were getting reasonably good radio transmission, they were for some reason getting the static in the background. And no matter what they did to the machinery, cleaning it, repairing it, they still got the same very small amount of static. And being good scientists, Wilkinson and Penza didn't give up on trying to solve this problem. They tried pointing the radio receiver in other directions and still got this strange static in the background, pretty much constant all around. So after researching and consulting with physicists and astronomers, it became apparent that this strange microwave radiation coming from every direction was actually a remnant of the Big Bang, actually the formation of our universe. About 13.7 billion years ago, at our most recent estimate of time, our universe condensed. It started from a singularity, a small point, or something resembling a singularity, and blasted out. But it was all subatomic particles that were opaque, where they were not giving off light. And it wasn't until this hot plasma of particles expanded and cooled off enough that we could actually have atoms form. These particles cooled, kind of froze into atoms, but in this process they also gave off a lot of photons. Well, these photons have been blasting out in every direction since these atoms froze out, and They just happened to be picked up first and understood by these radio technicians in Homedale, New Jersey, who eventually went on to receive the Nobel Prize. Well, this light from the photons that came out, as they expanded out in every direction, space was also expanding outwards. The wavelengths of this light got stretched, and by the time it's reaching us now, 13.7 or so billion years later, the photons have been stretched into microwave, a lower form of energy. But we're seeing it everywhere because no matter where you look back in time, you are eventually looking back to the Big Bang, or at least the parts of it that we can see. So that's my explanation in a nutshell. I know we're here to collect fossils, so let's go do that. Wow, this place is amazingly beautiful. Isn't that something? So all this beauty, and it has fossils. Yeah, I think it's wisteria. I believe so. Well, they're sort of these vines. They're a bit invasive, but they do look nice. This place is incredible. So this is the way that we do it. We basically look for these gravel filled areas and dig up some of the soil with the gravel. Gonna pull out the larger ones because obviously there's not gonna be shark teeth in those. Then we're gonna take it over to the water and sift it, almost like panning for gold. So then we bring this over to the water and we're gonna see the soil sift out. Gonna pull out the bigger rocks. And when all the soil's out, let's see if there's anything good in here. Alright, so at least this is how we do it. Not really seeing very much in this scoop. At least not yet. Alright, not seeing anything in this batch. And we try again. Hey,
Wendy.
Hi Wendy, what'd you find?
Found 3 little baby sharkies.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. You have to have a good eye to see those.
Oh yeah.
She's got about 10 others in the bag, bigger than that.
Nice. Well, awesome. Thank you. Rebecca, what'd you find, Rebecca?
It's a shark tooth, but I don't know what kind it is. What kind do you think it is?
Can I see the root of it? The bottom part? It does look, yeah, it does have that goblin type curve. So probably is a goblin shark. Let's see what you got.
It just broke.
Okay, yeah. Oh, it's like part. Yeah, it looks like a degraded tooth. So,
Yeah.
And oh, that might be a Cronus. That might be like a giant barracuda.
Oh, that's cool.
This is a seed?
Yes, there's a lot of seeds in here, and a lot of flower petals that tend to look like things.
Okay.
Oh, look at that!
It's a tooth.
It's a tooth. Huh. It's not round enough for mosasaur. Probably a shark, not really sure. In our film?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Terry, have you found anything?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah. So, mostly in the same spot. I'm trying the new spot now, but
Oh yeah, look at that. You got a few
this is the
already.
best one.
Yeah.
This is pretty good. That's a fragment.
Oh, Ray,
and this is missing the shot.
Oh wow.
And missing the tip. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what that is. Very nice.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Did you have one also, Mike?
He has good ones.
Oh, look
He
at that.
Well, you have another one. You have a long one too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he already showed me.
He already showed you. It's right in the video.
Nothing in here. Nothing?
Well, thank you. Thank you both for showing me that. Friends, I just want to take a moment to thank everybody. Thank you to all those who subscribed. Since the last major fossil expedition, I've been monetized. So now I'm official on YouTube. And the money from monetization, it's only a little bit. And that's all going to my kids' education. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. So this is going to pay down my kids' student loans, the advertising from YouTube. But anyway, what I want to say is thank you for subscribing. And don't forget to hit notifications so that you will know the next time one of these videos is out to be watched. Well, thank you so much, and back to the show. So I haven't found too much by the small pebbles. Now I'm going to try and sift over by the larger pebbles. Kind of a pain in the neck because I got to toss out the big rocks. But gotta go where the fossils are. So we'll see if they're over here.
Looking for rocks. This is a bit big. The fine mud, you're not going to find. The reason is this is water sorted. Heavier, fast-running water will drop pebbles and fossils about the size of the pebbles. As the water slows down, it drops the finer sediments until it drops the fine mud. But they only drop pieces of things about the size of mud, so you're really tiny fossils, micros. You can collect the mud, bring it home, use a stereo microscope and a magnifying glass. You may see some. It's in the Big Brook guide, which you didn't get because it's not Xerox. Describes some microfossils, but most people want the bigger ones, so you're going to be digging in the gravels. So as you walk up and down the stream, go into the stream where there's gravel, and that's the best place to sift. Okay, now let me just tell you a little about the geology. This is late Cretaceous. It's Campanian, that's Maastrichtian. So it's the end of the Cretaceous. The dinosaurs disappear about 66 million years ago. We're about 67 million years. So it's near the end. And this was marine sediments off the coast, so it's not terrestrial. And that's why you're getting all marine stuff. Now in Big Brook and some places here you'll find some shells. They're small, they're not so common here. There's some belemnites, was it Chris said? Who said?
We kind of hit like a pocket.
By the way, the whole thing is, you know, I was asking all these people which one I should go to. Big Brook's more accessible, and everyone said no, it's been picked over. Go to Ramanessin. The point is Ramanessin doesn't have the shellfish, it has mostly teeth, which is what most people want, right? So anyway, so that's why we're here. So it was offshore. It could either be a little offshore, pretty much say a mile or two offshore, where the water's relatively stable and calm, and there it deposits a mineral called glauconite, which that wall is made of. It's the Navasink Formation, and that's pretty sterile in this area. By Big Brook you can get seashells in there. You get oysters and belemnites and some other critters. Belemnites look like amber cigars. They're actually inside a squid-like creature, which instead of having suckers on its arms had hooks. It's extinct now, and they're great because you put them in water, it looks like an amber cigar. They come to a point on one end, but I don't know, you may find some here. Anyway, this was deep water, but below this layer, represented the Winona Formation, where it was more shallow water, and that's where most of the fossils are. And they were buried and preserved. Then the ocean came in and got deeper. This was formed. But as the ocean's coming in, it took the preserved Winona and it shuffled it up and reburied the fossils a second time. So the fossils you find here are fossils once about 70 million years ago and a second time about 69 million years ago. Reworked out and then reburied. And it's called the Lag Formation, and it's right below the Navasink. I don't know if it's right below here, but the Navasink, there's not much, it's very hard to work through that, and there's no fossils, and it's also illegal. You saw that thing I sent you, you're not supposed to dig into the banks. Because as you saw coming over here, the banks are eroding, and that bench up there, that's going to be in the river next year, you know, because the banks erode through normal meandering processes of the river. I gave you that thing, Reading Rivers. I don't know if any of you read it. That actually had a lot of good information, but needed a picture. I did have a picture. I don't know where the picture went. Anyway, so this is about 67 million years old. Sharks, some giant fish, Zephactinus, some of those could be 40 feet long. A supersized herring. Looks like a little herring, only 40 feet long. Long teeth. You can find some of those teeth. You also, in Codus, the teeth are even longer and more sinister, but the fish was half the size of that. So some fish just had huge teeth. And then you get a fish that eats shells. So it has certain teeth that crush shells, called Anomalides.
Like the Port Jackson shark.
Port Jackson shark, yeah, it's not, I don't think it's found here. Now some of these, the ones I put an asterisk next to, are found here. There are also things that are found here that are on that list. The Big Brook guide is, it's going to take me hours to even find the original.
All right, look at a concretion over here, and I think there is a shark tooth in this concretion. So I don't have my good glasses with me because I'm kind of out collecting, but I was just told that this may be a ghost shrimp sticking out of this nodule here. So we have this dark material, kind of a sheen on it, a little more on the other side. Might just be a ghost shrimp. We'll have to dissolve this and see. Okay, so Michael has found a gastropod. Very nice. So it's it looks like an internal cast of a gastropod. Nice find. Thank you very much. Oh, look at that! So Debbie has a very nice crow shark. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that might be a seed. Could you turn it over? Oh no, that's a tooth. Yes. Okay. Nice little tooth.
Yay! Yeah, I thought.
All right. So I have one now. Probably a goblin. Nice little shark tooth.
Nice.
You agree? Is Ecodus?
Cool. Yeah, that's Ecodus.
Nice.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
for
you can
showing
see the
us.
shiny bit, right? So it's like, you can see the shiny bit, and you can see like that's how you tell that it's not concretion.
Ah, cool.
Hey, if you don't mind, maybe your first name?
Melissa.
Melissa found, looks like the best tooth so far. Look at that thing. Has all the root, and nice and long, has a nice tip. So you found a very good one.
Thank you. It looks
So cool.
like a tooth.
That is a cool tooth.
So Terry found another big one. Probably Conus, I'm thinking. Another nice long thin tooth.
Yep. I'm so excited for Kansas now. The one that looks good spin right now. It's like a nautilus.
So a nice ammonite. You can see the sutures really well.
An octopus, but with a shell, a shell,
Yeah.
like a snail.
It's like a snake.
Thank you for showing us that.
Some sea turtles. You'll get marine crocodiles, so got teeth of them and some bone, and they were quite big, and they lived in the ocean. So they're like the marine crocodiles off of Australia today, which are extremely dangerous. And they're the mosasaurs and plesiosaurs. The mosasaurs were the giant marine lizards.
Like Komodo dragons.
Yeah, they are lizard. They have that joint, they're squamate lizard-like thing, so they're related to lizards. The other one's the plesiosaur. That's the one with 4 paddles and a long neck. Yeah, both of them are extinct, but you get the teeth of the plesiosaur and vertebrae here. You get the teeth and sometimes parts of the jaw and other bones of the mosasaur here, and you can get some crocodile stuff here. Plus turtles, you get a big flat bone. I tell it's bone, and it's got some cracks. Those are the seams of the carapace. That's a sea turtle. Now, you're not going to find a whole turtle. You're certainly not going to find T-Rex, because this stuff has been buried and washed out by the sea and then buried, so it's all been broken up anyway. Good news is you don't have any matrix. You know what I mean by matrix? It's the stuff the fossils are found in, and if you go upstate to quarries and stuff, you come home with a 50-pound rock with one beautiful specimen, and you just wish the rock was 40 pounds lighter. Here, whatever you get is the fossil itself, so you get a handful or two, and that's pretty nice. Now, dinosaurs are terrestrial animals. There's the one that might be, actually somebody here wrote an article, Mr. Plotkin. Stewart, are you here? Where's Stewart? Oh, right there, sorry. He's writing an article I want to put in. It's on what is it? Venator, okay. Which is a swimming dinosaur, but it's a shore bird, it's near the shore thing. There's maybe Spinosaurus might have spent more time in the water, but dinos are generally land animals, which is why we don't find dinosaurs here, because they're certainly on the land. And these deposits were only about a mile offshore or less. So there have been found some, because sometimes they died in a river or something, washed in a flood into the sea, floated and sunk. In fact, the first dinosaur ever found in the United States was found in Haddonfield, New Jersey, in this type of stuff, in the banks of these types of rivers. It's now, the original's in the Philadelphia Academy of Natural Sciences. We've had tours there and we've seen it, and it's kind of an honor to be allowed to touch the actual bones. And it came from here. So that animal, the Hadrosaurus fulci, what it was named, their teeth and bones do show up here in this book. And it's hard to describe the tooth because it looks like a rectangular solid with a shiny surface. They're not pointy. If you get a pointy dino tooth, it's Dryptosaurs. That's very rare. So it's rare to get dinosaur stuff. But you can get.
Actually, I'm looking at the shovel. Next time I think I might get something with a longer handle. So,
that was from an army surplus store.
Oh, okay. All right, hold on, because in here I saved the pebble.
Oh, nice.
Hold on. I think this other one is a shark tooth, but not certain. Let me do it this way.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Can we have your first name?
Margaret.
Margaret, thank you. Thank you very much for showing us that.
Okay. You're welcome.
Glass.
Okay.
What the heck is this? I guess glass.
Oh, that's looks like a bottle top from one of those old glass bottles. Yeah.
Wish I'd put it. What? Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for showing us. Awesome.
So you're his mom?
This one? Yes.
My mom's here too.
I saw.
Yes, this is from one of those either a medicine bottle or some other glass bottle. If you are sure you don't want it, I wouldn't mind grabbing it.
Around how old?
We're talking maybe 1870s.
65 million years.
1870s to maybe 1910s.
That's cool.
How can you tell?
From the style.
All right, he can.
You got it.
I guess we're not throwing it.
Okay,
I guess
that's
we're not handing
You
it
got
over.
No, if you like it, you can have it. It's fine. Awesome.
Be careful though, because it is glass.
Okay, can I have your first name again?
Sebastian.
So Sebastian found a really big tooth here. It's missing its bottom, so it actually would have been even bigger. But that is from a really big shark. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing us
No
that.
problem.
Species here that we find in the Navasink Formation, Upper Cretaceous.
Sir, is it okay if I put you in our blog?
Oh, absolutely.
If you don't mind, can I have your first name?
Paul.
Paul. So Paul, what are you showing us over here?
These are some of the fossils that are characteristic for the Big Brook fauna. They're belemnites, which are related to the cephalopods, the fossil squid, and also the two large species of mollusks called Exogyrocostrata and Pictodon mutabalis, the mutable. And they're the two largest species of shells that are indigenous to this floor of the upper Cretaceous. And that you're holding right there is the valve, which is the one side of the clam.
Is that the part that flips up?
Yeah, that opens up, and they're filter feeders, and they had like they would be in beds. And some of the Pictodon here, actually we have some chroma and color. And then these are also
These are belemnites, and they're not my finds. Actually, somebody named Paul has brought them by. He's collected these over many visits. And what these are internal structures to squid. Squid have a hard structure, even in modern squid today, on their insides, which helps give them support, almost like a large singular piece of skeleton. And they actually can use this to store, it grows as they grow. And sometimes they have a siphon to actually store gas in it or behind it. And they can release that to either propel or to escape from predators, or even spray predators to get away from them. I think that's
that is it right there.
Yep, there we go.
What is that?
The siphon, where it squirts water out. Oh, I'm sorry. Could be water, could be air, right? Gas shooting out of them. They use them to propel themselves backwards to get away from predators.
This poor squid. Is this also found dead? Or did you kill it?
These came from the fish market, so these were caught to be eaten.
Oh.
So this is evidence of ancient squid, prehistoric squid, who are also living over at Brook, a brook nearby the Ramanessin that we are looking at. Thank you so much, Paul, for bringing these.
These are the belemnites, which are a cephalopod related to squids.
Oh, yeah, look at it. Did you find that in the water? Or
Oh, I just picked it up from there, but what?
And then this little thing with the bumps is a ghost shrimp burrow. The ghost shrimps made little balls of mud that fossilized.
Yes, we've been finding those. We've been finding.
Okay, but you folks are welcome to get whatever you want. Take these specimens.
So what was this? Sorry.
That's a belemnite. Yeah, please take a bunch and share it with your friends, because there's a spot that I find them, but it's kind of private and kind of dangerous. There's broken glass and all that. So, but I wanted to bring them to share, so you have some more examples of the fauna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, oh, my pleasure.
I got separated from you. Have you found anything?
I found two.
You found a tooth? All right, that's
I
better.
found two.
Now he's found these. These are not found here. That's why. But they're very large, and they were oysters during the time of the dinosaurs.
Cow shark?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Wow, I think it's a big. That's the biggest one I've seen.
That right there, the handful right is worth the trip.
Yeah.
If you grab that, you can say, okay, I'm done. I can go. I did good.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for showing us. Yeah.
It's a very pretty. They're gorgeous. I mean, I saw one today.
Wow.
He didn't find this all today. He's found them over the week, but he's got a whole bunch of different ones.
Those are
That's so good for
so
a week.
cool.
Look at that.
Really nice.
Very nice.
That one's awesome.
Yeah, this one has side cuspids.
That one's
That one
sick.
too has some.
Oh, that one's really
Well, how's it
good.
sick? It looks okay.
They're all healthy. And by the way, these things were buried and then later washed up again and reburied, so they're fossilized twice. This is a lag deposit at the
Double
bottom.
fossilized. There you go.
Yeah, in other words, fossils that were then washed up and then got buried a second time. And that's where they got worn. Probably the second washing up is what wore them down more. So the ones that are really nice and sharp probably never washed up or only got fossilized once.
All right, Alfonso has found another one. That might be the Echronus. That might be the sort of a barracuda-like fish.
A barracuda fish?
A big barracuda, yes.
Ooh, nice.
That little amount, it's really hard to tell. But it seems to have structure on the inside there, so I'm pretty sure it is bone. So I think it's fossilized bone. Of what? Who knows? All right. Oh, look at that. That is really nice. That's a nice, big, beautiful one. Thank you. Thank you very much for showing us that.
I think my favorite one though is this little one, because you can see all those gorgeous structures.
Oh, yeah, that is very well preserved. Very nice.
And then there is one that is another beauty. It's not a big one, but I really like it.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Yes, very, very nice tooth there. Thank you, Alfonso.
Welcome.
There's the crow shark if I can get it out. It's kind of small.
So how far did you come? It's only about
But that's
7.
kind of
Okay, yep, nice crow
kind
shark.
of a representative
But it took about like an hour and a half.
And
Ramanessin Brook thing, and I have no idea what that is.
We have tickets.
looks
Only
like it might be a piece of bone.
No, but
yeah, I'm thinking it is. I thought it was like modern wood, but then it's sunk when I put it into the stream,
Oh,
and it doesn't, like, you know, the wood will just soggy and it breaks, and it didn't.
yeah, no. Right?
So I'm thinking bone too. I just don't know from what era.
a lot of this is reworked Cretaceous stuff. Yeah, from
If anybody in your audience could identify it, I'd certainly appreciate it.
okay, we'll put that up in the.
Yeah.
Okay, please identify Jim's fossil.
Mystery fossil.
So why don't you zoom us?
So,
And then this was kind of cool. There's a bit of a tooth. I never found anything. You can see, like, there's a bit of a tooth in the concretion.
Down there.
oh yeah, that might be part of a ghost shrimp or something. Sometimes they get stuck in concretions.
Oh, I'll have to take a look at it when I get home.
What's it called again? I'm sorry.
I want to say a poor beagle shark, but I don't quot me on that. I'm
Okay.
not sure if that's it.
And here's the little piece of bone that I found.
1, 2, 2. Now they're doing live.
Oh yeah,
One of them changed to Michael.
ancient.
Yeah.
Philadelphia South.
Now, just like before, I'm going to try to wash these off and see if these sediments have anything a little better than the other ones. Oh, did you? Yeah.
Back a few million years.
Yeah. Ah, so I got another one. Shark teeth number 2 on the day. It's also a very nice one. So maybe with my eyesight, I'm only finding the really nice ones. But nice tooth here. So another one to add to this. So I'm thinking digging in those larger rocks is a good place to try. And we'll do that some more. All right, so the last one was good. Let's see if this one's good also. There's a lot of soil. Taking out the heavier rocks. This looks like it might be a piece of bone. I'm gonna put that aside. And do we have anything? Alright, don't think there's any teeth this time. So over here we're looking at the remains of a grist mill. This was one of the mills back in the 1800s along this. They used this river to grind up corn and flour and all kinds of other stuff. So we're looking at the remains of some 19th century mill that was using this river. So this is weird. Haven't found any teeth in a while, but I found a oh, look at this thing moving now. Let's stop antagonizing it. Found some type of grub in here. Looking for teeth though. I don't want to dump this yet because this is just too much to look through. Wow, it's a very clear rock. Huh. What on earth is this thing? It is weird. All right, have my third shark find of the day now. This one's broken, but hey, at least it's a find. Find. It's not from this trip. It's from this location, though, right?
Either this one or Big Brook. I forgot which one.
Daddy, can I have fun in the water or something?
It looks like a big echronus. Huh?
It is.
Yeah, wow.
With a jawbone too.
Yes.
But they're from 2 different specimens.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I knew this was a jawbone because this fits it there.
Ah,
so,
yes.
you know, this is not concretion. For sure, you see the line here. Right,
Yep.
so I know, and then when this fit in there, I was like, wow, this is a jawbone.
It's so
well, thank you very much for showing us that.
cool. It's so hot.
This is something we weren't expecting to see. Look at this.
Yeah, it's a fossilized gastropod.
Wow.
Imagine you dropped it and lost it.
So a long day of sifting rocks and sand and a little bit of rain tells us it's time to pack up. But please stick around for the wrap up. I got some really interesting off-camera stuff to show you. So we are leaving now. It's starting to rain. I found a couple more sharks. I found a cow shark and a couple other teeth to show you. But it started raining, so I packed up. These are Pycnodontae. They are bulb oysters from the Cretaceous. Back millions of years ago, these oysters actually much rounder than the modern varieties. Probably being round made you more desirable by things that wanted to eat them, I'm guessing. But anyway, we see here that these Pycnodontae, these about 68, 67 million-year-old oysters, that were living in the nearby Porsey Brook. These are not from Ramanessin Brook, but somebody brought these over from Porsey nearby. And here you can see kind of the way that they go together. This would be the upper lid, the part that was at or near the surface, and it would open and close this way. The thicker, heavier part was actually embedded into the strata, which very often was glued to or bonded to the shells of previous generations beneath it. I think this piece is really interesting. We have a baby Pycnodontae growing on the shell of a larger one. So basically a juvenile on a larger Pycnodontae. And that's really the way these things cement themselves, the way oysters cement themselves into beds. They kind of build upon the older ones, which is why you really don't ever want to damage oyster beds, because the younger generation actually needs the shells. Here we see a Pycnodontae with lots of little holes. These holes are from sponges that were burrowing into them. Basically, they would use this as a substrate also, but they would actually damage the shell. So the shells did not want to have sponges on it when it was alive, but these oyster beds, Pycnodontae beds, actually were very good. They built up ecosystems for the other animals and plants around them. And here is another nice little gastropod. Also didn't preserve perfectly, but at least you can tell it is a nice Cretaceous gastropod. These are belemnites. Here's just a close-up of the cross sections of some split belemnites. You can see what they look like on the inside. Here is another piece of fossilized bone. It is fairly large. However, not being an expert, I can't tell you what kind of fossilized bone it is. So I'm going to call it dinosaur for now, just to be very super optimistic, but more likely it is some type of prehistoric fish. Here's that little burrow, and here are the bigger ones that I mentioned. These are ghost shrimp, or something very similar, burrows that are in the sediments. They are usually long and have at least one side chamber, sometimes many, off to the side. They are kind of glued together by excretions of the ghost shrimp themselves. And the soil, here we see one that hasn't quite lost its surrounding soil. The other soil kind of flakes off very easily, and eventually the more solidified ghost shrimp materials will be all that's left. The ghost shrimp burrows, kind of like you see here. Now, how do we know that they're ghost shrimp? Well, in this material, we find lots of bits and pieces of ghost shrimp. And I had a really good example early in the trip. I found this nodule. I wasn't having a whole lot of luck with shark teeth then, so I started to look around and see what the paleo gods wanted to give up, and found that there were these nodules that were actually full of little fossils. These dark things are parts of ghost shrimp, parts of their shells. We see a fairly large part of one of the claws over here. That's what that dark thing is. And the rock itself is full of little shells, microfossils. Ooh, you see that shark tooth? See it kind of glowing? There's a shark tooth in here as well. So yeah, I probably should have picked up more of these nodules. They seem to be where all the fossils are. But you know, with paleontology, you have to go with what Mother Nature gives you. And so there we go. Nice nodule full of all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure whether I'm going to dissolve it and take out the fossils or just hold on to it as it is. I do have a few samples of this material. Wish I brought home more now. I'm going to try soaking these 4 pieces and see if anything interesting comes out. So we will see what happens after this stuff dissolves in water. Oh, one more thing. In the past, people have sent me some pictures of their finds, and towards the end of the videos, I put them in and showed them off and thanked the people for sending in their photos. If you like to do that, if you like to go ahead and send in pictures, and I'll post them at the end of my next video. I thought that was kind of a fun thing to do. Go ahead and send them. I'll go ahead and put the address to send them right below.
Fossil hunting and collecting with Chris. Digging fossils, finding fossils. Paleontology, trying to find science and evolution. Devoted